Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality gaze. Let's love. Yeah, I think American girls are just crazy. But, now that I think about it, maybe I'm attracting crazy girls.
Yeah,
You think?
you're the problem.
Yeah.
I could have.
For once, Jorge said something actually correct.
You ass. He is such an asshole.
God.
I think he's now. He was way up there, but now that someone had told us this, but we now know it's a fact that he made up all that stuff on the tell-all about her being a call girl.
Oh,
he
yeah.
made it up, but just to hurt her.
And he even says, like, people say stuff like, yeah, I made that up. I apologize. He goes on to farther and say, yeah, I made it up just to hurt her. Like, he actually
And
says
to get revenge. Yeah. Stop saying the quiet part out loud, you idiot. I hate him.
You know what? Y'all, this is classless.
This is classless.
This is
Classless.
hey.
Happily Ever After season, our first show of a new season. New season, who dis? Of Happily Ever After season 3, episode 1, Home Sweet Home.
Oh, that's the name. Good. I didn't get it.
Home Sweet Home.
This is a very explosive season. This is when Happily Ever After was somewhat good, y'all. Not like the shit we're about to get.
Hey, they dropped a new trailer and it's more explosive.
Why does it always we do a hey? We don't mean to do this, but we do a hey when there's a hey, a 90-day when there's a 90-day, and it always gets confusing when we talk about it.
Well, the universe is very confusing in general. So
That's true.
Especially for us.
Since we are talking about hey and then hey that's coming up, I don't know who do you hate more? George or Bilal?
Ooh. You know, it's
I don't
interesting. They're very different. I think I might. It's just like comparing poison apples and shitty oranges. I think I might hate George worse.
You know, I think I might hate George worse more because don't you feel like
he punches even lower than Bilal?
He has less humanity than Bilal, if that's a thing.
Zero humanity. He is a disgusting. He hates women. He was raised by his mother and sisters to be a completely useless man-child, and then has this sense of entitlement that he thinks that women should. He also is a martyr, and he's like, I don't know what I did to make him face to treat me this way, and now I'm going to get revenge.
But you just described Bilal as well. Remember, he has a sister, and like they're very similar. They're just, there's, I don't know, y'all.
At least Bilal has 2 kids that someone humanize him. Maybe
I don't
know.
True. Yeah, we're remote, but we're actually both in Los Angeles. It's just hot, and I didn't want to go outside. And I think Poodle might be entertaining. He doesn't want anybody in his house.
Honestly, we did a crossover today, and I just didn't want you in my house.
It's fine. Sometimes I don't want to be in your house. It's too hot. I didn't want to get outside.
Yeah, it's just, and we only had this. Besides that, we had one other thing to do today, so we just
We just finished. Yes, our collab, 90-day UK collab
with
with
Lighty Day Fiance
Lighty Day Fiance,
with
uh,
Robin and Michelle.
Robin being a man. So
Yes,
they're because we say that because they are a husband and a wife duo.
yes,
Um, we had a good. Robin is the quite attractive British man.
sexy British man.
Whoa! I mean, he came on the screen, and I went, "Whoa! I did not expect this. Could I be a potential?" It was very.
She's in the new one of the new trailers. She's already throwing drinks
Oh, perfect.
at Soja Boy.
And then Michelle is really good at impressions. She's kind of, I feel like she's a musical theater loving sissy.
She is.
And
Yeah.
so if you're one of those sissies, I think you're gonna like them.
No, she's like all of you.
Yeah. She's musical theater loving, gay man loving sissy. That's gonna drop on Friday. Part 1 is gonna be on our feed, on the free feed, and then part 2 is gonna be on their feed. So
Wherever you get your podcasts.
it is interesting. They already know more about this experience since one of them is actually British and they actually had to do a visa, and they read us for filth on some things Jake and I've already gotten wrong.
I think though what was so great, and what I asked them to ahead of time, and they really came through, was giving our US listeners a little bit of kind of a UK idea of what these places are like, where these people are from, because if you know the context, you understand the people a lot more. And if you know the context of like Botley, which we heard today, if you know the context of where Richard is from, you learn a little bit more about, and you learn why these people are the way they are.
Yes.
I think personally, Sandusky is a large part of Danielle. Danielle is Sandusky.
Yes. The Ohio City have said that, and now that I know what Botley is, it makes sense that that Sean is there.
Yeah, terrifying.
Right.
Terrifying.
So you have to listen to that. I think we talked about that on their feed about Botley, but
that story about what Botley and Project Starfish.
Whoa.
Or Operation Starfish. Again, not a name I was called in college.
Not Poodle's butthole.
No. You can do a quick Google search for Operation Starfish, and now that's some shit.
That's some shit right there. Y'all, speaking of some shit, on August 18th, I'll be doing social media meltdowns of Sean Pulaski's show. It's a stand-up show at the Hollywood Improv. I've already had some sissies saying, "We're coming to see you." So
good.
That's nice. So
bring enough for the 2-drink minimum.
I guess there is. I don't know. Poodle's really stuck on it. I don't give a
no.
fuck.
I guess I guess I want people to be prepared. It's the worst thing about comedy shows like that. They don't tell you for things, and I resent it.
You've had to go to a lot of comedy shows, I'm sure.
It's a trap.
When you live in LA, you have to.
You do, and it's a trap of those kind of establishments, because a lot of people. The reason why I'm saying it, you don't seem to think it's a big deal, but a lot of people don't go to comedy shows. So you don't. That's why I'm trying to get you to do it, but you refuse to do it. So I'm trying to do it.
Not doing it now. So if you pay it, whatever. But no, Hollywood Improv Thursday, August 18th. Poodle, that's going to be a big week for us.
What? That week?
I'm trying to lead you into our other announcement. Thanks
I know.
for dropping that rope.
I just don't even want to play ball.
Wow, let me just carry everything.
Yeah, that's when we're announcing our tour. No, I heard you.
Can you have more enthusiasm when you say that?
That's when we're announcing our tour. We're announcing our fall tour. We're announcing our fall tour, and it is the Double It tour. This is not going to be as big of. we kind of did our tour in about 3 parts last year, and it's going to be in one part this year, and it's not as big as the others because we went to 16 cities last year, and
No, well, this year.
oh god, it feels like last
It
year.
feels like last year, but it was this
Jesus.
year. Yeah.
And so we're kind of hitting some of those again, and then next year it'll be probably more of a more balanced tour that you can count on about every year. So this is going to be a little bit of a smaller tour, and we also do plan. We're not going to say it now. There may be a few one-off dates in 2023 that we are also talking about.
I don't even remember talking about that.
Well, we're talking about the possibility of Vegas. Remember?
No.
Wow. Wow. And that would probably be in winter of 2023.
No promise. What if we can't do it?
I'm saying I'm literally not promising anything.
What if we book a night at the Sands and then the Sands finds out who we are, and a week before they say, forget it?
You know, the Sands aren't people. And
no, the Sands Hotel, or is it closed?
I don't know.
Did it get torn down?
I don't know. Who gives a shit? It doesn't sound nice.
Anyway, Poodle, have you smelled bananas yet? Are you able to get fucked yet on your monkeypox vaccine?
No, I still have, for efficacy, I still have, let's see. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks since I got my first vaccine. So that's when it really starts to take effect.
Book that next shot.
But I can book the next shot as of Monday, but then I have to wait 4 weeks. But with
4 weeks after that next shot?
Yeah, but with shot 1, the efficacy after 2 weeks, the efficacy is already up to 75 and 80%. So
that means you would have gone all summer without a bang.
If I hadn't got the shot.
You would. But I mean, if you have to wait till the second, you might as well wait. You're not going to fuck till after Labor Day.
No, you're not understanding. I can fuck as soon as
But it's not 100% though. Don't you want to wait?
Hey, it ain't nothing 100% in this world. And I'm now narrowing everyone down to people who've already had one shot.
Oh, okay. Don't tell me now on all the apps, can you like click a button?
No.
Like, monkeypox, check.
No, you can't. I do have an elaborate grid that everyone gets a check for COVID and monkeypox.
Goodness.
Yeah, I spare no expense when it comes to my sexual health.
When we make picklefinder.net, you get what you get. You get a picture of a dick, and that's what you get.
There's a Sniffies. Was it Sniffies or Sneppies? What was it? Sniffies? What? It was just pictures of dicks that you can see.
What?
It's like sniffies.com. Someone told me about it in Texas. Yeah, it's just like pictures of dicks.
Really? Why is it called Sniffies? Is that a slang?
No, I don't think so. I think someone just came up with a name.
Sniffies?
Sniffies.com.
You can use anonymously, or you can get a login.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're stopping everything. This is fascinating to me.
Yeah, it's called Sniffies. It's where you can just see pictures of dicks.
That has
people
to
who are
be
close
like
to you.
Really?
Yeah, they're putting their dick on there, though. It's not like you're seeing things that people don't want you to see.
Oh my God, that's a picture of this guy's dick. Wow. Oh my God, that's a picture of another dick.
It's just dicks aplenty. Sniffies.com. They're not a sponsor, but they could be.
Look at that guy's dick. Oh, that guy's just put his butthole up there. This is disgusting.
Yeah, come on. It's hot.
Wow. That guy put his face. He got the wrong memo.
Oh, honey.
Wow. That guy's bent over and spread his butt cheeks so you can see it all.
Okay, we need to move over.
Okay.
We need to move on.
Sniffies. Who knew?
I did. I just told you.
Wow.
You're going to spend hours on that.
I'm just going to be like telling my therapist I'm addicted to Sniffies.
And he'll say,
Poodle, you just blew my mind, and you normally don't do that.
Someone I once dated and hooked up with in Texas told me about it.
Wow.
And we looked, and he's like, "There's mine," and I went, "Oh my god, that is your dick." He's like, "See the one you're sitting right next to?" I'm like, "That's your dick. I remember it.
I know
Yeah.
that dick.
I know that dick."
That's the game show we're playing, where you just look at dicks and it's like,
I
does
know that dick.
Poodle know that dick?
And you see just a little, like a part of it's given. You see the glands first, and then you go a little bit further with the neck. And I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. And it receives one part of it. I'm like, I know that vein. That vein I know. I know that dick.
I know. Wait. Regina King, because she would be the host. I don't know why. Regina King.
Regina King is not slumming it going, do you know that dick?
But I love her.
Yeah, but she's not going to host a game show. Come on.
No, it'd be like Lonnie Love.
No, it'd
Lonnie
be
Love
Shepherd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or Meredith Vieira.
Jake, I need you to concentrate really hard. And it goes doo-doo-doo-doo-doom, the lights, and she's like,
do you know that dick?
I need you to look at that and tell me, have you seen that shaft?
Do we have a ball shot? Martin, do we have a ball shot? That's the wild card. But I was like, he's like, who's that? I'm like, that's yours.
That's yours. Let's fucking do this so I can go to Sniffies.
I know. Just be on Snippies all day.
Oh,
I have just given about 100 of you your afternoons or your evenings enjoyment.
Y'all don't go to Sniffies at work. It's a bunch of dicks.
Don't do that. It's just a bunch of dicks.
But it's dicks by map. You know what? They're not paying us for advertisement. We need to. You're right. We need to stop talking about this.
Shut the fuck up. Until they pay us, I'm not selling their app for them. I still need to find. I need to make a login.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Should we talk about George and Anfisa?
Yeah. Speaking of somebody's dick, I've never seen his. Thankfully, I don't need to see it. I think you've seen it.
I don't think I have. I've seen Luis's. It's nothing to write home about.
Isn't Jorge's out there? I thought it was. Maybe not.
I'll have to look around. Probably not on Sniffies.
Maybe.
America's premium site for dicks.
Premium site for dicks. So basically, we get a lot of y'all. This episode's a shorter episode. There's a lot of backstory and preview. We're not going to go too much into that.
But we've already talked for 17 minutes, so. Holy hell! I was thinking, I'll have time to go to the grocery store today, but I was just talking about Sniffies.
Go on.
Oh Lord. Okay, I'm gonna start talking. So I feel like it's not that I feel like both of these people did happily ever after for the money. And I think it's not a strange thing that people are doing the show for the money, but these two aren't together anymore. And so it's a little tangential, the reason why they're doing it.
Do we know? I don't know. I don't know if they end up getting quote. I know we all know they end up not being together.
Yeah. Well,
but do they get back together during the season? I don't know. I don't
think so. But there is.
Don't tell us if they do, y'all. We don't want to know.
One of the spoilers that you saw on this season on is the prospect of him having an illegitimate child.
Yes.
And
yeah.
So I think that's what the whole season's about, unfortunately.
Now, I don't mind seeing, though, that said, so this really is, I think, the first season, right? Where, quote, happily ever after is out the window.
Oh, you mean
because they're not together.
The concept of being happily ever after, yeah,
it's now being loosely applied.
Well, Muhammad and Danielle were on it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, and they were getting divorced, which is what happily ever. It can be whatever.
Happily ever after.
After, I don't. Yeah, that I don't know if they're going to be together, or not, but I do enjoy that the main. I do enjoy that Jorge thinks, and yes, y'all, I know his name is George, but I call him Jorge because that's what his mother calls him. But Jorge's main plot point is that he wants to get revenge on Anfisa,
It
and
is.
the problem is, y'all, if you want to get revenge on someone, you got to be smart.
He's not a smart man.
No. So
Yeah.
I think this is just going to be like watching a bumbling like henchman of the of Penguin trying to get revenge on somebody, just completely inept.
I think that's the other thing about him. He's not even good at what he's doing.
No.
It's not like if he's such ugh. He's so gross, and I hate this term, but he's so beta male energy. It's that kind of they get what they want not by actually being assertive or by being good by convincing anyone of anything. They do it by whining and manipulating, by becoming a victim, and that is exactly what he has gotten everything what he's wanted from her.
That's true. I think, I've said this a lot because I think it's such a poignant thing you said, but you guys, when Poodle talks about if we could all have the confidence of a mediocre cis man,
That's
Jorge is
George.
that's George, y'all. That is George. Ugh.
Gross.
Yeah. So I'm gonna need this Instagram of this boxing teacher, sissies.
Oh my God. I didn't get a name.
No,
Did
I didn't
you?
either. No, I did not either. Granted, I was only typing with one
Sissy
hand.
Mary, that is an assignment. I'm telling you now for your Where Are They Nows. I need
Neat.
that boxers and preferably an OnlyFans.
I mean, maybe she said she moved, and I think they showed a Hollywood sign, so I think she moved actually like in LA.
Yeah, she's in LA.
So this guy could be close to us. He could be you could go take a boxing class, Poodle. Do you think your weak wrist could handle it?
It wouldn't matter. I would just play injured, and I'd tell him to help me with some stretching. And then he'd be exactly where I wanted me. My legs would be over my head, and he'd be in between them.
Oh yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. Wow.
Come a little closer, said the spider to the fly.
I tried boxing one, and I have weak wrists too. I was like, "Ow, this hurts my carpal tunnel." It didn't feel good.
This hurts my carpal tunnel.
It did not feel good to
I
say
did
that.
kickboxing in Texas once, and it was a really good workout. But it felt too. It awoke an anger that I was a little worried about in me. So
it's why you never need to go to those rooms where people can just destroy things and like crash things.
No, I'll enjoy them too much.
I get that.
So anyway, Anfisa basically says, I found out George had lied to me, and that whole thing about the tell-all, she said he was just making up shit and making me look bad.
Ugh.
And she also says I haven't dated anyone else. And she got her green card. She has plans to go back to school. So it seems like this woman is going ahead and living her life.
Yeah.
And she basically says, unfortunately, she says, she's like, sometimes I'm doing product placement, promoting products to stay afloat, but and I'm still going to try to stay in the U.S. And George knows that and is going to threaten her and going to try to hurt her with it.
Yeah.
So we're at Alternative Divorce Solutions, everyone's favorite.
Yeah, I forgot the other attorney's name, but there's Lonnie.
Jeananne and Lonnie.
Lonnie, yes. And I love it that they're talking about things. They're like they said, well, you don't have too many monetary assets. What about your businesses? And George says,
Lourdes and George.
Yeah. And George says, well, basically they've all depreciated. And Lourdes, of course, goes, what about handbags and rings? And like, possibly. I loved it when Lonnie said, something we've learned just from seeing Anfisa is a little bit, she might be combative on this.
You mean
Um,
you watched her slap him and hit him in the head?
yeah, both times that she hit him each time they were there, and she said, "Probably best we just pay her off in one lump sum and be done with this."
And he's not going to want to do that. That's the worst thing. He wants to make her pay.
Yeah, he said that in front of them, but I agree with you. I think he's gonna go back on that and want to make her pay. I love that too. They looked at him and said, "You look a lot more relaxed now."
These lawyers are slick. Yeah, they just want his money. I think also next he meets with Ramon, and if you remember, his friend Ramon, y'all, his trademark is the reefer joint always behind his ear.
It is. It is.
Because remember, George made his living selling weed, legalized
selling
marijuana.
weed. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Ramon worked for him. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then they go through this thing, and it's weird. You can tell Ramon just loves being on TV because George says some really despicable things, like blah blah blah. So I did lie about it, and Ramon's like, "Oh, I can understand. You get your heart broken, so you say sometimes you say those kind of things, blah 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 blah." And then Ramon says, "This is definitely fodder for another time." He's like, "I got a text from one of my friends saying, 'Is this your boy's girl?' And it was Anfisa as a cam girl." So this is another new way to slut shame Anfisa.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if
it
this has any
sucks.
truth or validity to it at all. I don't know a spoiler. Y'all, please don't let Jake and I know. We don't want to know.
We don't want to know.
Don't put it in the comments of page because some people just. But do you think there's any truth to that or no?
I honestly don't know. I could believe it because for her ethical code, that would be fine as long as she's not. Yeah, I
she's gotta make money.
I don't think it is. But I think it's even worse that they would speculate about it. And why not just wash your hands of her? Why try to continue to tear this woman down when George was obviously the one? George did the worst thing, which is impugning her reputation on national television.
And which he's trying to do again.
It's awful.
It's awful.
I would want him to have a stomachache daily.
Because he says at the end of their at the end of the conversation, he says, and I loved it too. Ramon said, everybody's talking around the city, and I'm like,
yeah,
we live in fucking Los Angeles, not Grover's Corner, California.
Mm-mm.
Like not everyone is talking about this around the fucking city.
This is not Walnut Grove. And that we're not going to the Olsen's Mercantile to spread gossip.
A stripper.
Yes, did you hear that? He has become a cam girl. Nelly, did you hear that slut Anfisa has done a cam girl? Oh, Nels.
No, Charles, Anfisa's a whore. That would be a very dramatic. That would be the very dramatic episode. Like the one episode, one season it would be Mary goes blind. The next season is
Anfisa's a cam girl.
Laura is a stripper.
Yes.
Everyone thinks she's a school teacher. Surprise! It's a strip club.
Mrs. Olsen was horrible.
Oh, she was. What a good show, though.
Anyway,
is that actor dead, Mrs. Olsen?
I don't know.
She is now.
I don't know.
Although we didn't say her name.
No. You should apologize to Alan Alda.
He's still alive, y'all. He's still alive. Y'all, though, we are sending all of that there to sissies that I was very deeply affected by Olivia Newton-John. So what an icon for so many people. Yeah. So listen to some Physical or Grease or whatever you want to listen to today.
Or just any of her, or the Xanadu soundtrack. Oh my God, the Xanadu soundtrack.
Hopelessly Devoted, or I'm sorry, I Honestly Love You.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cancer sucks.
Cancer fucking sucks. So George does say, I realized that what I said was not really helpful, and I feel bad.
No, you don't.
No, yeah, thank you. I was going to ask you, do you believe that? And
No,
I
you
don't.
don't.
You don't feel because you don't feel bad at all. You dick.
Sorry. My neighbor upstairs is log rolling.
Oh, okay. I can't hear it.
Okay, good.
Not at all.
She's practicing her log rolling
Wow.
for when she goes up to the lumberjack competition up in the Pacific Northwest.
That's true.
That's exactly what it sounded like, was log rolling.
We're gonna so just so y'all know, this episode is on the free feed because the first season of all of our all of our on the $5 tier or on the free feed when we start a season. Just to remind you, the way this episode works is we split up. Now that they're an hour and a half, we split up these episodes the way we do regular 90-Day Fiancé. So we do 3 couples on team A and then 3 couples on team B. So we're going to take a quick commercial and then we'll be right back with Nicole and Azan.
Ugh. So I had a thought last night when I was watching 90 Day UK. Fantastic season. If you're not watching it, you're missing out on peak 90 Day, especially like 90 Day like it used to be. And I had thought that Katie and Alejandro, they're kind of like the bizarro good version of Nicole and Azan. But we saw the terrible bizarro Wish version first.
Yes.
And Katie and Alejandro are the kind of the best version of that.
They're the reason why we believe in love.
Yes. I think
agree.
There is in a parallel universe, we saw Katie and Alejandro first. That was their season. And somehow on another thing, the UK or in another parallel universe, Katie is with Muhammad. And
no, never. Never. Now I don't like where this is going now. She will always be with Alejandro.
But I'm saying that was the first thought that I had, that somehow Nicole and Azan are a low budget version of that. And you know how history is, when you skip a stone, history are the ripples that are created. Maybe I'm having more profound thoughts.
We're treading into water.
I don't have sex.
Yeah,
this is what happens when I don't have sex.
Yeah, somebody needs to get on Sniffy ASAP.
Sniffy's the monkeypox version of Snippy's.
The monkeypox version of Snippy. Y'all, man.
We are.
Nicole and
Azan's never been to the U.S. yet.
No.
And where we were left with their last season was in season 5. We were left with, so they've now done season 4, season 5, and this Happily Ever After season 3. I think that's their last one.
No, I think they're on next Happily Ever After.
Shut up.
No, I think I remember, because when I buy this on YouTube, the season, and I look on it.
Here, keep talking and see.
No, and I looked, and when I looked at Happily Ever After, I looked like
it was still Nicole's face on season 4.
Let's see. Yeah, I could have sworn.
Actually, go to Wikipedia.
Wikipedia always sucks.
Well, while you do that, I'm going to keep talking. So
please.
People won't go.
Yes. I'm looking on season 4 because it is Chantel, it is Libby Andre, it's Nicole, it's somebody, that is Larissa
and Colt.
Yes, and then a couple of people that we don't know yet.
Oh wow.
I can't believe how
do they get it into another season?
I think season 4 is where Nicole goes back to Marrakesh with her mother. With Robbie, I think.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well, all you need to know, that makes me feel even more sad knowing we've got a long way to go. So May is just jumping on the bed like a crazy person, which children do.
That kid has too much sugar. I think that's what it is. I think Nicole gives her whatever she... That was a shake from Sonic. I know it. Don't think I don't know.
And so Nicole is basically telling about doing the whole story of their relationship. And the big thing, you guys, from the tell-all, remember, he could not be reached. He did not
No.
call into the tell-all. And Nicole was like, he had really bad reception. That's why. And I would have loved that Robert Lee had been there. It's like, yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. As I said, someone needed to Google if there was a white party going on in Morocco that weekend.
So, y'all, she's meeting her best friend, Jessica, who definitely goes to church with her. And is the same youth group, because these people would never be friends otherwise.
Never be.
Jessica feels sorry for her.
Yeah, Jessica feels so. She's like, Mom. And she's like, Jessica, why are you going? Mom, God says love everybody.
Or Robert Lee's mom and Robert Lee and Jessica's mom are friends.
I think that's what it is.
It could be.
I think Robert Lee went up to her. She's like,
and they kind of grew up together.
She said, Cindy, maybe she just needs another girl her age.
My Nicole needs a friend.
Please, Cindy, have Jessica just talk to Nicole, please.
And so Nicole is there with her best jean jacket on at what looks to be some type of mixture of kind of a TGI Fridays and another sports bar, because everyone's kind of wearing jerseys.
Yeah.
It's someplace you never want to be.
Never want to be.
Probably in a mall. And Nicole's like, Azan has got his visa interview tomorrow. And the thing about what half of the joy of being with Azan for Nicole is being able to talk about her boyfriend to everybody.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. She's that woman who mentions, my boyfriend who's in Morocco.
Yeah. Her hot
constantly.
boyfriend, because he has abs, and it's a validation thing for her.
Yeah.
And it's even like when Jessica says, well, do you ever, do you think he's here for alternative reasons? And the way Nicole looks at her, so judge. And like, this is what Nicole does. She has honestly, Robert Lee does it too, but in a different way, where they'll have a flash of anger and they want to scream at you and choke you. But
I want to kill you.
But they don't do that. And instead, Robert Lee then just gets sad because she realizes this is her daughter. And Nicole gets that kind of arrogant, I hate to say that, but that's not true.
The thing about it is, Nicole would not be so universally reviled were it not for the entitlement that she has.
Yeah,
that's the worst part of her.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's
for 100%.
It makes it fun to hate on her. It makes it fun. So Jessica's like, I'm skeptical of the relationship, and I wrote, duh, who's not? And she's saying he's a good guy, but anyway, Jessica's not convinced. I doubt we'll ever see Jessica again. I have a feeling.
No.
Who knows? It's interview day, y'all, and Nicole is one of those people who can't get up before 7 unless someone physically rolls them out of bed.
No, 9 o'clock.
She has to be dragged. Like, she'll turn off 4 alarms.
Yep. Yeah.
Those people, they will not get up early.
Her mom called her 4 times. Get up, Nicole. Get up.
Yeah.
Mom.
And y'all, it looks like she's been asleep. When she walks in there, it looks like she's been asleep for 4 days.
She looks like an older, yes, she looks like, when you're a teenager, but you and I, you didn't have this, and I didn't either because I was younger, but it reminds me of pictures of my friends that were maybe a teenager, but they had a younger sibling who was 5 years old, and they had to get up at 6:30 in the morning on Christmas.
Oh yeah, it sucked.
And they're just kind of
I was always up early on Christmas.
Probably the way your mom always looked at you when you got up.
Yeah, when mom was, you go to bed. I swear to God, I'm locking that door, and it's not going to open before 6 a.m. She threatened. I was the one who was up at 4:30. I never slept a lot as a child anyway.
Yeah, I got that.
I think Nicole is like, when you go to college and it's Saturday morning and there's that group of girls who's sitting at the table in the dining hall and they've got their they've got their hoodies on, and there's
Yeah.
one girl who has the hoodie on around her face, and you only can see her. She can't even see. You can only see her nose and mouth.
Yeah, she looks like the Emperor from Star Wars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the girl who's like who it has a Garfield shirt on that says "I don't do Mondays."
Yeah.
That's Nicole.
That is Nicole. That is Nicole. That is Nicole. So here's the deal that I don't get. So they go to there in the morning and they're kind of sitting there, and Rob Lee's like, well, what's the plan when he gets here? And Nicole's like, well, we don't know. We'll just figure it out. But he could be here in like 2 weeks. And you see Rob Lee going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
And Rob Lee then says, what if he comes all this way and then leaves? And
we don't want to think about that. It's fine. Not gonna
and then
happen.
she's like, have you discussed what happens if he doesn't get it? And Nicole's like, of course not. Because he's gonna get his visa. Of course not, Mom.
Oh.
Don't.
She is so terrible. I bet you any mother out there that is going through their daughter being a fucking brat to them right now gets triggered by this.
The worst part, this person's in her mid-20s.
Yes, she's not old. I'm talking about women with teenagers, like tweens.
Yeah.
Now, that's how she acts. Even then, and also too, Nicole does this stuff like, I've never forced daddy on May. Bullshit. They're driving in the car. We have it on tape of her going, are you excited for daddy to come? Daddy. And May's like, yeah. She does look like one of those Monchichis.
She looks like a Monchichi. She's really cute.
She's really cute. But this is what I wanted to say. Who clears their entire day and just lays on their bed for 10 hours on their phone waiting for someone to call about a fucking interview?
The best is when May is just crawling all over her. And there used to be this image of Gulliver's Travels where the Lilliputians were like crawling all over Gulliver and tying him down, that I remember seeing in Gulliver's Travels. That was the first thing. And like May climbed Mount Nickel, and she did. And Nickel is just like and May is just playing on top of Mount Nickel.
I just thought what if Nickel, this gave her too much to think about, and she fell over because her head was too heavy, knocked herself out and fell asleep all day.
Oh, Nickel, what are we going to do with you?
Not a lot.
I have a feeling if it never really would have fully materialized, but if some way they could have given Nickel a spinoff, I don't know how they would have built on it. It would have been gold for us.
It would have been.
But I kind of wish I could go back in time and the Family Nickel could have been a series.
Oh, for sure. I wish we could at least see her because spoiler alert, y'all, we all know they're not together. I wish we could see her on The Single Life. I would love that. I'm
surprised she hasn't done it.
Well, I know she was trying to do her pyramid scheme, so you think she would want to do it.
Yeah. It could be that I think she's gotten so much negative social media flack. And I feel bad for her because no one really deserves that. Bilal and George do. And a couple others. Emily deserves that.
Emily deserves
it. Yeah.
You know what? By the way, I saw today, it's like Lauren posted a video of Alex kind of dancing in his boxer briefs.
I saw.
Holy fucking shit.
It's a nice penis.
God, he is, y'all. That man is cute.
I will say one thing about Alexi's penis. It's not girthy. It is lengthy. I don't know if sex with him is very enjoyable either.
You would enjoy it because he smells like stale cigarette smoke.
Maybe. That's right. He does smoke still.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that because you can't smell bananas yet, y'all. That's when Poodle knows he can fuck. The doctor said
when I can smell bananas, that means I can go get fucked. But between now and then, it's just sniffies for me. I'm so glad I introduced sniffies to you and the rest of the world. That's like me when that guy showed. I'm like, this is nuts.
That took my idea. Why do we need Pickle Finder now?
Oh,
Although
damn.
Pickle Finder is a better name.
We'll have to think of a different way to use Pickle Finder. So Robalee, she's like laying there in bed, she's sleeping, and Robalee comes over, and she's basically saying it's 3 hours, 6 hours, and they go out to what we've referred to as the Truth Swamp.
Yes, yeah, the little park
where they have
right
their
by the
talks.
Yeah,
and the lily pads and the frogs go, oh no, what else is going to happen?
Idiot.
And finally, she's basically, Rob Lee's doing her same thing. I'm like, Nicole, have you really thought about this? Blah, blah, blah. And finally, he calls, and there's this, and everyone's like, yay. And we scream because then the phone call goes down.
No, not only does it go dead, y'all. If you don't remember watching it, she FaceTimes, answers the phone, and Nicole goes, where have you been?
Oh, and it's all about her. She's like, I've been waiting all day.
And she's like, oh, wait. And she's talking like, I've been waiting all day. He's like, I know, but I'm here.
I've been waiting all day.
And she's like, oh, I'm dying. He's like, I know. She's like, well, he's like, well, I went there and that's when the whole screen becomes pixelated. And y'all, if you aren't watching us on the watch along, we fucking died. I mean,
I need to say, you can't script that. Like,
God is punking her.
It's that, and just this is lightning in a bottle.
Oh,
this is 90 days that this. If you were to show me this season and then say, look what happened late, and if it was that time this was being aired, and then some strange Ghosts of Christmas Present or Future said, this is what 90 Days is like now, I would have gone, no, it's not. That's not the same show.
Not the same show.
Because they're just, oh, God. Oh, so good. So good. We always sound like we're just like old, like rock stoners. Remember, dude, that concert?
A little bit.
I saw Fish there. It was amazing. Should we talk about Russ and Pal? There's not a lot here.
There's not much really at all. The
big important news here, you guys, is Russ's terrible hair. We're now in what I call a Matchbox 20 kind of style.
Yep.
Like bad Rob Thomas or the guy from Three Doors Down. If you remember that, would you go crazy? Could you call me Superman? That style of hair. Yeah. It kind of looks a little like it's supposed to be kind of unmessed with, but it's extremely put together.
It's very it very looks like new twink in West Hollywood, but like from 2003, like a twink who doesn't know how to fix their hair yet.
It's like a mid-aughts look. Yeah.
No, this is 2016 or 2017. He should not have this hair right now.
It was bad. I don't know what happened because his hair choices are always gay.
They're always gay.
But they're usually somewhat within 10 years current.
I mean, now his hair looks good again, I think.
Yeah. No, he's aging in. Russ is one of those guys who is going to look really good into his 40s.
His skin is incredible. His skin still looks fantastic.
It's interesting. I go through periods where I think he's attractive and then I don't. This haircut though doesn't do it. His eyelashes though, they do it for me.
Because he's wearing this haircut, and he often wears glasses with it too.
Oh, terrible. Now, Pal looks amazing as usual. Pal's body, and I'm not even like, I'm not like completely attracted. I'm not like, I see a woman's body and I'm not like wanting to fuck it. But Pal's body,
we know that.
Jesus. So they're in Miami, just as an update. They've been there for a while, and they basically,
for 4 years it's been that she. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. A year, only a year.
Oh, in Miami for a year. I'm sorry. I thought, sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
4 years together. I kept. Do you remember? We've seen it before, and they kind of piss me off. Of Pow's shitty little inspirational things she writes on her whiteboards. It makes me want to
Yeah.
like take them all down because
Well,
they're
but
all like nutrition, blah blah blah.
I don't think I would have minded if she ended up not be. This is before Pal went really off crazy. I think next Happily Ever After is where we get that.
Yeah, and social media, and she got a little unhinged on social media too
Now, but I
with
do
being
think
anti-vax.
so that their main plot point is, y'all, her grandmother has brain cancer and is like already halfway paralyzed and she's getting very sick and Pal wants to go home. And I kind of thought, okay, this is going to be a sad season until Pal said, I haven't been home in 4 years to Colombia. My family is going to blame Russ. And I went,
I went.
yes.
I'm listening.
I bet you they're going to be nutso to him.
Well, if Juan is any indication of what her family and friends think of Russ, I'm listening, America.
Oh,
I do have the one thing to say. The grandmother, the aunt calls and says she really wants to meet Russ, and this is a terrible thought, but my I thought, can you imagine being in a hospital and dying, and your dying wish is in walks your daughter's husband, and like that's it,
with that hair.
him.
Like if he had his gay hair from last
Her?
season, I would be like, well, he's cute. But with that hair, I would go,
Yeah.
huh?
It's very much Anne from Arrested Development. Her? Like
Her?
that's your husband? Like Russ is attractive, but Pal could get like a soap star. That's how hot she is.
Yeah, she's pretty fucking gorgeous.
And so it's almost like the what if the grandmother stood up and went, that's him?
I mean, I do think he's cute when his hair's better. And, they have a child now and their kid is gorgeous.
But his personality is like a warm turkey sandwich left in the car.
Or yes, or kind of like Christine. Christine said from A 90 Day UK, his personality is kind of like a wadded up piece of paper.
Yes.
But Christine said that's how her heart feels. Just
that's
a
how her heart's
piece of paper.
Like a wadded up piece of paper. It's broken. Even though a paper's not broken, it's just wadded up. No, you know how like you wad up a piece of paper you don't need? Yeah. And then you throw them away? That's what my heart's like.
That's what my heart's like.
So Russ, what I will give Russ here is he has said immediately, oh yeah, so we need to go right away.
Yeah.
No, we don't have the money. No, blah, 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 which he's been a wet blanket on before. And most of it has been pals saying, blah, 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 but these things, I need to go to Miami, but for this dream and for this dream. And Russ has been like, but if it's for family, Russ like, okay, we got to go.
Yeah.
So good on him for doing that.
Good on him.
They're going to see Juan. Thank God.
Y'all, we're going to get Miss Juan, who, remember, hates, as Russ says, he just wants to break us up. And Pal's like, well, but he's my friend. I'm like, no, he just wants to break you up, Pal.
Because he wants to go to the gay club with you.
And it's pretty horrible that Pal keeps subjecting Russ to him.
She is so self-centered in the way I think she does love him.
Oh, very much, I think.
But she's really in a self-centered world. It's always her first.
She loves him very much. She loves herself more.
Yeah. Yeah. And Juan, and she will never turn on people who kind of adore her. And that's what Juan is for her.
Yeah.
Is someone who can be. Juan is like someone. Sometimes you have those friends who are your shadow selves, like the worst part of you. And you're glad that they can be the worst part of you. And you love hanging out with them for that reason.
I appreciate you, Poodle. I'm teasing. But no, yes, there is those people. I can't do that. There are people I know that do that. And I don't want to be around the worst part of myself. I try to avoid it.
Yeah, I hate that part of myself. I don't want to be around it.
Yeah, I don't want to be around that, but not Pal. I think that's all I have. Do you have anything else?
That's all I have. Yeah.
I'm actually think this is going to be a good season of Pal, y'all. Hey, because part 2 we have Chantel and Pedro. We have Molly and Luis when that completely self-destructs.
Oh,
And then
Jesus.
I don't know what happens this
David and
season with
Annie.
David and Annie, but we have them too. So I just know
We get a lot more Ashley and more of the son coming to live with them. And we also meet David's sister.
Oh.
Yeah.
So anyway, y'all. Hey, if you're listening on the free feed, thank you for listening. If you're wanting to if you're wanting to jump into our class lists, the classic 90 Day Fiancé, that everything we do, old episodes of 90 Day Fiancé on the $5 tier, but we also do, like, we're going to be doing our Netflix binges. We're doing Selling the OC. That's coming the end of this month.
Selling the OC coming the end of August. And that's going to be the $5 Patreon tier. This one, if you're listening.
Yep. Pig Royalties on the $5 tier. Selling Sunsets on the $5 tier. Love is Blind is on the $5 tier.
There's no news, but they just started filming in. They got permits to film in Charlotte. I got sent because a friend of mine lives there. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'll be good.
So I think there is a season that has been wrapped.
No, they filmed last season. Yeah. They filmed seasons 2 and 3 at the same time.
I'm thinking a fall date. I'm thinking
it's going to be in the fall, I think. Soon, which is great. It's not like they'll probably air it next week because we've got nothing else to do.
They usually give us a month notice. I'm thinking late October, early November.
Yeah, probably. So people to binge in the fall. So that's on the $5 tier. If you do want to do the $8 tier, that you're going to get all of that plus the best show on TV, one of them right now, Love After Lockup or Life After Lockup.
Or Lilu.
You also get our cringe tier, Smothered. We just started Smother on $8 tier. And you'll get all of our regular shows on the free feed. That means the regular 90 Day Fiancé, Below Deck. You'll get all of that for commercial free. And then of course the $15 tier is our video tier. That is where we call it our you get our intimate portrait, which is a video of us doing the regular 90 Day Fiancé podcast, but you also get, we call them watch alongs, where
kind of biter talk.
Yes, we're watching what the episode that we just talked about. It's Jake and I watching it for the first time because we really don't know. Y'all know we can't fake it. So we really don't know a lot of spoilers. We want to keep it that way. So when we watch this, it's for the first time.
Yep.
So believe me, if you see the video,
feels like the first time.
If you see the video of us reacting to Nicole's screen going staticky, you will see we were gobsmacked. Anyway, that's spiel for that. So if you want to listen to more of this classes, you need to jump on the $5 tier on Patreon or Supercast on the $5 or $8 tiers. 15's just on Patreon. That's it. We call these people lonely hearts, y'all, because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places, Poods?
Yes. And if you've been listening to this podcast and at the same time you've been on Snippies for the last 45 minutes,
just look at it, Dick.
Call us.